so he's really getting some really good work in right now.
He started the opener last year. Luke started, I think, 4 games. Do you view those 3 guys at the top as starting quality? And is there anybody else in that room that is pushing towards that territory?
Yeah, I'd absolutely. It reminds me of the room when we had Tyler, Brenton, and Theo. Those guys. They're really, really talented players and all super competitive, but they're all really good friends, and they know that they need each other to be the best person that they can be, the best player they can be, and so I think they've done a great job. But yeah, they've done a great job together.
With the amount of time that Luke Reynolds got last year, did he come into fall camp with anything in particular that he wanted to work on, and how have you seen him develop these past few weeks?
Yeah, I think the big thing me and Luke talked about, at the end of the season was, just becoming a great all-around tight end. That's in the blocking game, protections, and those things. And that's usually the case with any young tight end. You look at Luke Reynolds, his path wasn't always tight end, right? It was quarterback and then receiver, and he played free safety. So that's where he wanted to improve and where he needed to improve for us. And so that's been a big focus for him, and I think he's done a great job through the spring and camp. And in the weight room with our strength staff, putting on some more pounds and getting stronger and bigger, and so he's done a nice job of that.
And in some of those reps where we see the live 3-on-3s out in practice, what have you noticed from this group of tight ends and how they're getting through that?
I think it's a really important drill that we do to understand, a couple things. One, how to run those routes, but 2, what officials are looking for flags and those things. But I've really been impressed with the group's change of direction and how we don't let people dictate our depth and those things. And so it's been a good drill for us.
And what's the benefit of Koltaniki being in year 2 and crafting an offense when you have so much talent at this position group?
Yeah, I think the big benefit is obviously being in year 2, our guys are more advanced. Our spring install and fall camp install looked drastically different in year 2 than year 1. We were able to kind of get to the 400 level a little bit quicker, and so that's been a big thing. And I think just we're able to coach with more detail because as coaches and players, they understand more than they did. So now it's like we can fine-tune things.
Production-wise, what are you looking for from this group? You look at last year in a very high playmaking, high-scoring caliber tight end room. What do you kind of tell the guys this year to follow up on that and to go into this year?
Yeah, just be them. A lot of people, I've heard it all off season, hey, how are you going to replace Tyler Warren? We're not. We're going to – Khalil Dinkins is going to be the best Khalil Dinkins. He's going to be Luke Reynolds, Rapp, Joey Schlafford, Finn, all the guys. Just be the best version of themselves. We don't have to worry about that piece of it. But I do think the guys are working hard to help replace the production, but they're going to be themselves. They got to be the best version of themselves to do that.
So as you just alluded to, you're not going to be able to replace Tyler, but with Khalil being the elder statesman, a fifth-year guy like Tyler was last year, as somebody who's coached both of them for a long period of time, what are the similarities that you see with those two and how they play?
Yeah, I think the toughness piece and the physical piece, and then their ability to make contested catches and get open are a lot of the big similarities. Again, people always ask about Tyler and the season he had. Part of the reason he had the season he did is because he's a physical blocker and he was tough, and so he got really good matchups. And so I think those are some of the big ones.